That's what we want to hear, a little bit of sizzle. All right, Chef, now while those are browning in our large skillet, we're just going to chop the rest of our vegetables. An onion, you already got the potatoes going.
I love the idea that you don't peel those potatoes because the nutrients are right under the skin. Most cassoulet recipes, you will not find any potatoes in, especially not the French recipes.
We don't want to get these too brown. We just want to give them a little bit of color, a little bit of heat.
Garlic chopped up, of course.
And we've got some beautiful tomatoes.
How do you like me helping you since I had to stay here last night for free?
Well, I think you're paying off your debt well. I think you're useful. We'll keep you around. Just gonna tilt the lid off. I've got a slotted spoon so I can get everything out.
Yep.
And I want to leave all that nice juice
Big time.
and the oil I already had in the pan.
There you go. Look at that picture of art.
So of course, Chef, the last addition to our white bean cassoulet is, of course,
The white beans.
the white beans.
That we soaked last night, and we have a
did.
junior
We pre-soaked
helper.
them
Look at her.
For our lovely young
There
helper.
she is.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you for bringing me the beans and watching them all day, I know.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ashley.
thank you. Important to know is that you always want to soak them overnight.
Absolutely.
Now, some people say you don't, you can also cook it like that, but they burn easy, and sometimes the inside stays kind of too al
Doesn't
dente.
get cooked all the way.
Beautiful.
The colors are quite pretty.
Old lady gets the herbs and the seasoning, and it simmers away.
I'm just going to garnish it with a little salt and pepper, sage, and a little bit of rosemary.
Nice.
And as the tomatoes cook down, it takes the place of stock. I love it. We'll add our sausage in a little bit when it's cooked down, and the tomatoes have really given off a lot of their juice.
That looks like a summery, friendly white bean cassoulet.
So we've just added our sausage back into the cassoulet. I'm going to give it a quick stir and incorporate everything. We're going to wait about 2 minutes until it's heated through, and then after that point, it's ready to eat.
Boy, that looks good.
Here we are, Chef.
Beautiful.
Oh, doesn't it look
Chop
glorious?
parsley over. Looks so delicious. Let me take a bite of this one over here. Mmm. The flavor, The beans, potato, tomato, the garlic. Spectacular. Beautiful.
Thank you, Chef.
So April, the cassoulet obviously to die for. The next recipe is one of your secret weapons, as you told me that you've done it many times before, where you stuff herbs into the shad and grill it, and we're going to serve it on toast points, right?
Absolutely, with just a little bit of parsley and butter sauce to finish it off.
So it's kind of like really, how would you call it? It's more of an appetizer or more of a snack type kind of?
Yes, either one.
Yeah?
We see a lot of recipes that they would grill fish or other wonderful things and then put them on some toast, and then it could be a midday snack. It could be an appetizer for today for modern use.
How thick you want it?
Well, about ½ inch. Anything thereabouts would be
Like
perfect.
so?
Like so. Perfect.
Well, this one is to brioche, so it's kind of like unbelievable flavor, the best ever. So. Here we go.
So what we're going to do is put our beautiful Sally Lunn into our 18th century kick toaster. We're going to scoot it up as close to the fire as we can get. And we're just going to wait for a little bit. And when we're ready, we'll pull it back and kick it and get the other side toasted. The chef, there are our beautiful toast plates.
Beautiful teamwork. Nice little toast.
I agree. Perfect and ready for our grilled shad.
Okay.
So next we have our shad. We're going to stuff with herbs and grill in our 18th century hearth.
So you got to open it.
Yes. Would you do the honors?
Sure. Okay, here we go.
Perfect. So now we're just going to take our garden herbs. We have some sage
right in the cavity.
and some thyme, and we're just literally going to go straight into the cavity.
Just like that. I like
no
it.
fuss,
Yep.
no mess. There's a little bit of oil. All right, those look perfect.
Yeah.
Ready to go on the grill.
Yep. Perfect. Looks good. Oh, man. Shh. Look at you.
You're looking for a couple things. Mainly go by the outside color, but you have to just also go by a basic amount of time, probably 4 to 6 minutes per side. You have to use all 5 senses, and it's a lot of prep, but then it's a lot of just going with your senses.
There you go. Oh man. Beautiful.
So chef, here's our shad.
I'm taking off the skin and the bones. Oh, the herbs smell so good.
They do. So you know, chef, shad was a very basic staple in the 18th century because we
Big
didn't
time.
have dams and things that we have now, the low-head dams.
And somebody told me the other day they would come all the way up here.
Yes,
Yeah,
all the way.
that's really interesting.
Very, very common dish in this area. Lots of shad.
So what, it feels like that?
Yes, perfect.
One thing about shad that everybody knows, it has a million tiny bones.
It
that you're
does.
talking about.
So chef, we've had some butter in our little tiny spider. So I've just sort of clarified the butter. I've taken the fat off the top here. And then what we're gonna do is just take a little bit parsley.
Mix it in.
Mix it in with our butter.
It's simple, elegant, and so 18th century.